Okay, so we are going to complete two more organic forms for this week, shading them and making them look three-dimensional, making them pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling my color here, making my pattern of purple and yellow. And you want to start with a really light color. And you're going to shade and make it darker around the edges by using harder pressure. So that is, don't mind that little bell there, but that is what you're going to do. So if you're using colored pencils or crayons or some type of dry media, you're going to start with a light color. You're going to add a medium color, and you're going to, you want the highlight or the lightest part of your form to be on the bumpy part or the edge that's sticking out closest to you. Then you're going to go away from that highlight towards the edges with a medium tone, and then as you can see, I'm going to come back in with a darker tone. So we should have three colors: light, medium, and dark. And you can make that with your pressure if you're using colored pencils or crayons. Now, if you're using paint, you're going to need to actually mix colors and make them darker. So you can have a dark purple, a medium purple, and a light purple. So I'm actually using a painting app in Procreate, or a painting tool, and that's why I have a dark purple, a medium purple, and a light purple. I'm not using pressure, although my Apple Pencil is pressure sensitive. So as you can see, I started out with light purple and I filled in the mediums and the darks, leaving a highlight behind. Now I'm doing the same thing with the yellow. I'm going to make actually this looks like my dark yellow. And then I'm going to come back later after I use my darkest yellow, and I'm going to do a medium yellow over the top of that. Should be showing up in a minute because I don't want to take too long showing you this. Yeah, here we go. So now I'm going back over it with a medium tone and kind of blending it together. Blending the light in with the medium in with the dark, so it looks like one smooth transition. Now the reason it's not as smooth here, it looks more linear, is because I'm using a pen when I should be using a paintbrush. But I think it's kind of interesting to kind of break up the monotony, the sameness. So this is going to be, this organic form is going to look a little bit different than the others. It's going to stand out. It's going to be emphasized because I'm not using a paintbrush, which blends it in more smoothly. I'm using a pen, so it's going to have more lines. Okay, so now let's do the next one. I'm going to lay in an even different pattern. Last time I did two purples, one yellow. This time I'm going to do four colors. I'm going to do white, blue, pink, and orange. So it's going to go white, pink, blue, orange, white, pink, blue, orange. Now, again, fill in the medium tone or the dark tone. I'm actually doing the medium tone here, the medium orange. And then I use my pressure to make it darker at the edges. And then I'm going to, okay, and so right now I have the darkest orange as well. So leave the highlight, make a medium tone away from the highlight towards the edge, come back in with a really dark tone or really hard pressure when you color the edges so that it looks 3D. So things that go away from you are going to get darker. Things that come towards you are going to get lighter. Okay, so here's the dark tone. I'm laying in at the edges. A little too dark. Okay, so you want a subtle change, a gradual subtle change. You don't want it to be an abrupt change. It looks too linear like the purple and yellow. Okay, so I'm smoothing it in. And I'm going to make the highlight a little bit brighter. So I take a light orange and I make the highlight a little bit brighter. If you're working with colored pencil or crayon and you made the highlight too dark and you want to make it lighter, you can use an eraser to just wipe the tippy top, the top part, and it looks like the light is hitting it. So now I'm going to do the same method with the blue, same exact method. Medium tone, leaving the highlight, darkest towards the edge. Then I'm going to come back in again with a even darker blue and color the edges even darker to make that roundedness. I want to make it look round. Dark in the crevices, in the cracks, in the valleys. Light on the top, on the mountains, on the bulges, on the hills. Okay? So now I'm going to come back in with my darkest blue and blend it in, blend it together. You want it smooth transition. You don't want a bunch of dark and lines, dark and medium and light lines. You want a smooth transition. Okay, now I'm doing the pink, same thing. Okay, now we're going to move on to the darkest pink. Oh, actually, I'm doing a highlight here. So my highlight got too dark, and I wanted to make it lighter. So you can see me touching up the highlight on the top of the pink. Okay, now I'm going to do the white. So I'm going to come in with a gray. It's a medium gray tone. Leaving the highlight, darkening, putting more pressure towards the edges. And then I'm going to take my darkest gray and really darken the edges up, making it look 3D, making it blended and smooth. That will create our optical illusion, our illusion of three-dimensional space, our illusion of forms, but it's just a flat drawing. So this is looking pretty good. And I like how I've colored the purple and yellow a little bit different. Kind of almost looks like a Van Gogh painting. And it stands out from the rest. Okay, I'm going to finish up darkening up my gray tone here. Just like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm going to touch up the highlight a bit. Make sure it's white. Make sure it's light enough so it stands out. I don't want it to be too noticeable, but I don't want it to be too dark either. This white, pink, blue, and orange one might be my best one yet. So again, it takes practice. And there you have it. This is due Friday.